Welcome to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We're live inside Muscatine Hy-Vee on 2nd Avenue in Muscatine, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, here's Tony Tone.
Oh, we're just rocking out this morning with the music that we can't let you hear because it's copyrighted and then we'll have to pay for it. It's Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. Kind of a gloomy Wednesday. A couple storms rolled in. We have a chance for rain throughout the course of the day, but that's okay. Don't want you to get too discouraged. And it's almost perfect that later this afternoon from 4 till 7, we will have Cedric and Teresa Bryant from KWQC TV6 in the house to help you program those weather radios that in the event of severe weather, the weather radios are battery backed up, and they will make a sound that will wake you from a dead sleep to alert you that severe weather is on the way. If you've never heard when they go off, you'll know it's going off, especially if it's in like your bedroom or wherever. It will give you a nightmare. But it can also save your life, and since we live in a place where tornadoes happen and they still terrify me, you should consider getting one of those for sure. Before we get rolling, really, I do want to mention that MCSA has this impact of housing thing going on as we sit here. Actually, the first one just wrapped up, and then there's a second one coming up, and we have a graphic for that we're going to put on the screen so you can check this out. I always want to help out our friends at MCSA. Charlotte and the crew do so many good things for the community, and this impact of housing is one of them. So the second session is coming up. What time is that second one at? Noon till 1. Still got to get my glasses since I have to get glasses now. Next time I'll be able to read that crystal clear. So this is at Muscatine Community College, featuring Dr. Jerry Anthony, Associate Professor at the University of Iowa School of Urban and Regional Planning. He will be there. Again, they just wrapped up the first one, and the second session's coming up later this afternoon. So I just wanted to mention that because Charla asked me to, and I love MCSA. Chef Tess has done it again. Peppers on the stovetop, and it still kind of weirds me out a little, but it's starting to smell good. And you are prepping to make enchilada sauce?
Yeah, verde enchilada sauce, so green.
So you have a bunch of different, are they all the same peppers that are on the stovetop?
These ones are poblano.
Okay.
And then I just remembered I grabbed a serrano when I was up in produce that I put in my apron because I didn't have enough hands. Thank you for that. So there's these are a pretty mild poblano pepper. I'm just roasting them. And I'm going to go ahead and scrape, see how the skin's starting to turn nice and black there. So I'm going to try and get that over the whole surface of the pepper.
Wow.
And then we'll put them in a container, put a lid on it to steam them, scrape off all that burnt part, all that skin, and then we'll be left with the tender cooked flesh of the pepper. We'll blend that into the enchilada sauce. These are really mild, and then I only grabbed one of these because these are pretty spicy. So
you just had it in the apron.
Sometimes when I'm trying to grab stuff in produce and I don't have a basket, I'll just...
Yeah, no, it makes total sense for you, just not shoplifters. But
yeah, don't do that.
Do you have a knife or anything else, or did you just have that one pepper? Like, you don't have, like, a contact case or gum that's now going to taste like a pepper, right? I'm just making sure I'm looking out for you.
No.
I have a wallet, and that's it. If you ever put a pepper in my pocket, I'm going to be real mad. Because you know how
probably end up in your washing machine at home.
Oh, gosh, I am not a fan of super spicy stuff. But and then you have a bunch of cans of what's that?
Tomatillos.
Tomatillos, yes, of course.
So,
I like a good verde sauce. I will say, I'm a fan.
I love verde sauces on my enchiladas.
Can you also put it on tacos, though? I feel like I've had verde sauce on tacos before.
Yeah, so you can make like a salsa with...
Chef Tess is going into the cabinet now. She's just like, I just wish you could hide in there. You're like, I'm done with the show today. You can also make, sorry, you were saying.
No, you're fine. You can also make like a salsa.
Okay.
Which is pretty much going to be the same thing, just different ratio of ingredients. Nice. But we kind of... There's less kick to like the enchilada sauce.
Can we see what the tomatillos look like?
Yeah.
If you don't mind. Just for the viewer at home that's with us live or on the rebroadcast this evening. Tomatillo. Look at that. Holy moly. Jeez Louise, those are huge.
Yeah, they're really nice size.
Wow.
They're just like a little green tomato.
Yeah, I was going to say. And that looks great, and it came out of a can.
Yeah.
So you would tell people, don't be afraid if it comes out of a can.
Basically, it's going to be a huge difference in flavor. So anything
Sure.
that comes in a can has been cooked.
Mm.
That's part of the canning process.
That
So
makes sense.
if you're looking for a really bright, I like to use the word crisp to describe
Okay.
a tomatillo, a fresh tomatillo. If you're looking for something like that, like especially in like a fresh salsa verde, you're going to eat with some chips. I
Sure.
recommend the raw ones, like the
Okay.
fresh ones.
Sure.
And then for something like this, where the enchilada is going to be cooked anyway, I like to use these.
Plus, you're going to blend it, so
We're going to blend it all up.
Right.
Yeah. And I don't,
You're
you don't
gonna-
have to peel all that papery husk
you're going
off
to
the outside.
pulverize it.
We are going to just
I also just want to make a quick sidebar note, and we'll talk more about this later, but Chef Tess was part of the plant-based cooking class yesterday, and that mushroom risotto that you made was phenomenal.
Thank you.
Holy pickles. It was so good.
That's pretty
Y'all
proud of
missed
that.
out. It was a small thank you, ladies. It was a small class, so portions were large. And then I had to go to the dentist right after that. So I had to apologize in case I had any risotto in my teeth, which I didn't, and I did great at the dentist, which you should if you're old like me. You shouldn't get cavities, right, if you brush your teeth. I don't know. All right, hey, good segue to keep talking health. Holly Thomas-Kaler's here from Unity Point Health, and Linda Anders. You are a nurse.
I am a nurse.
Happy Nurses Week.
Thank you. That's very kind of you.
I forgot to get you something. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I'll
Hi,
expect
Holly.
it in the mail.
In the mail.
Yeah.
You have a good sense of humor. So we just met briefly last week, right?
Yes.
And I remember, so you were like a bolt of lightning. You're like, hey, da, 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 and then it was like you were here and gone.
Yep,
And then-
that's me.
Right.
That sounds like you.
But then I saw your like work headshot on Facebook briefly, and then I looked back, and you were just recently recognized as, what was it, one of the and I know it's weird to talk about yourself like this.
Yeah,
certainly,
I
but-
would prefer not to talk about
No,
myself.
let's do it. Go
but
on.
Iowa every year
Yeah.
at the beginning of Nurses Week does do 100 great Iowa nurses. So I was nominated and selected.
Did you nominate yourself?
I did not.
Okay,
I
okay.
thought about it, but did
Yeah,
not.
that's
So,
good.
yes, I was recognized on Sunday with 99 other great Iowa nurses.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's pretty cool. So how long, I guess two questions. How long have you been a nurse, and what's your specialty, or where are you doing your nursing at? Or I don't know how to ask that. Like, certainly there's different locations for Unity Point Health in Muscatine and a ton of different services.
Mm-hmm.
So answer those two in the order that you choose.
Clearly, Tony is not a nurse.
That's right. I am a
So,
doctor. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Right. I am the clinical nurse educator at Trinity in Muscatine. I also love ICU nursing, and I'm still an ICU nurse also.
Okay.
I've been a nurse for almost 10 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you started when you were 12.
Yes, that's right.
Congratulations.
Yes.
You were a genius 12-year-old, and they just said, come on and do it.
Yeah.
ICU, intensive care unit, you see a lot of intense stuff.
Yes.
So probably a lot of stress in your job. It's certainly incredible to be nominated for something like that, and then to be selected throughout the
Yes.
state. So where did you go to receive the honor? Was it like in Des Moines? Or?
Yeah,
Okay.
the ceremony was at the Iowa Event Center in Des Moines.
Cool.
It was sponsored by Unity Point Health
Sure.
and also the U and, of course, Mercy.
Nice.
So it was a dynamic day. It was wonderful. But I would love to segue to talk about
I wasn't ready to stop talking about
our
your
Health
honor
and
yet.
Safety Day.
Yes, Ryan, hit us with the health and safety flyer when you get a second. not that the ones that, I mean, you brought some good ones here, but I emailed it, so we'll have it on the screen here in a second. Fine, we'll segue. Holly, this event, it's Saturday, Health and Safety Day.
Yeah.
You've sort of combined the health fair with safety, and you're going to be right down the street at Blaine's Farm and Fleet, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
we are collaborating with EMS Day.
Okay.
We are retooling the health fair this year. We consistently got feedback from participants that
Sure.
they wished it was on a Saturday.
Okay.
So what better way to collaborate than our partners, with our partners at EMS, with an already established event.
Sure.
And so it is, you're right, Saturday, May 12th, an outside event.
There it is. Look at, I just love, by
There
the
you
way, I'm
go.
interrupting and I know, I'm sorry, but it's such a great looking flyer. It's the little things that can make a big difference. So yeah, so keep talking. We have it on the screen. Let's keep it on the screen too, but go ahead, by all means.
It's from 10 to 2, and it's a free event
Sure.
for folks. And we're encouraging everybody to come out, bring their kids. There's going to be lots of children's activities. As you can see on the flyer, the Teddy Bear Clinic, we're encouraging children to bring their favorite teddy bear or stuffed animal, and the purpose for that is that kids can bring their stuffed animal and go through a checkup process with their stuffed animal, and the goal is that the children will become familiarized with the healthcare process.
Awesome.
Oftentimes the healthcare environment is intimidating and scary to kids, so we're hoping that when they go and go through the Teddy Bear Clinic that they'll be at ease the next time they're at the doctor.
What about like a Buzz Lightyear? Could you bring Buzz Lightyear?
Absolutely.
Or is it or are we just limiting it to teddy bears? I say that because there's a lot of toys in my house, and I don't know which one my 6- and 3-year-old would choose. So you say teddy bear, but
Buzz Lightyear is great.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm sure our surgeons would love to see Buzz Lightyear.
yes.
Yep.
And Woody, perhaps.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Because we do plan to have Dr. Kumar and Dr. Carlson from Surgery Clinic at the day to tend to any favorite toy that might need some suturing or some extra care.
I think it's a great idea. I mean, there's a whole show called Doc McStuffins, which does a good job of this. So it only makes sense. And quite frankly, you know, as a parent with young kids, boy, when it's cold and stomach bug and whatever and strep throat season, you spend a lot of time at places like, you know, at Northport waiting to be seen. And then, listen, I'm 34, and I could think of a lot of things I would rather do than get a strep test. So when it's a 6 or 3-year-old and they just get that, and then so you're right. This is a great way to make them feel at ease, because a lot of times when they're being seen, it can be stressful. You know, my 3-year-old recently had to get another set of tubes in his ears from Dr. Dawson. So even though like the rooms are nice, it's local, it's a short drive, literally like 3 minutes from my house. Hope everybody's okay over there. I'm going to have to call Dr. Stuffins to aisle something just fell off camera. So, but so, you know, proximity, great staff, but still, you're 3. And it can be overwhelming.
Right.
So that makes total sense. Firehouse also will be there. Are you going to have like different tents in the parking lot? Farm and Fleet certainly has a large parking lot. So how is it going to be set up? Like, folks will know when they pull up what's going on, but is that the plan to have tents or what?
Yeah, we'll have several tents set up with our providers, Public Health, New Horizons, the clinic. So UPH will be out there in force to educate and greet the public.
And in addition to UPH, of course, our Muscatine County EMS staff, and they will have all of their fun rigs. So they will have their ambulances and their fire trucks, so that the kids can become familiar with, if they ever needed those services, which are much more scary, they can see the inside, they can see what it looks like, and become more comfortable with that, as well as the providers, because if you see a fireman in his full suit, it can be a little scary and intimidating.
Yes, or hunky, but that's not for the kids usually.
Well, I was going to say that, but I didn't think that was
appropriate. Hey, listen, when you're on Hy-Vee today, all bets are off. I like that you say that the MedForce helicopter might make a surprise appearance.
Right.
If you land a helicopter in a parking lot, you're gonna know what's happening.
Yes.
You can't really surprise people, but I like that you're building the hype, and that would be super cool, because again, unfortunately, and it can be really jarring when there's an accident, God forbid, or whatever, and then you see that helicopter and you're like, that's when you know things are maybe not the best.
Right.
So, but again, yes, it is important to familiarize kids with people that are there to help.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And that goes from, quite frankly, that goes from when you walk in the door to nurses that you're dealing with, and then to the doctors or whoever is going to see you. I mean, you see a variety of people, and the same goes for everybody. I mean, you're dealing with several people when you walk into the door, and you want everybody to have a good experience and a good takeaway from it. Bike rodeo is something that y'all have done for a while. I think this is great.
Oh, yes.
It's important to get the bike checked, right? Because, I don't know, I fell over my handlebars one time, and I didn't have a helmet on, and I made it out okay, I think. But just scary, right? And you're also giving away a free helmet, which is pretty cool.
Right. So we're also asking kids to bring their, in addition to their stuffed animal, to bring their bike.
Sure.
So they can participate in the bike rodeo. It's the obstacle course. And then later on, they will be fitted with free bike helmets.
Yes. And that is all made possible by the Mellon City Bike Club and also the Iowa Bicycle Coalition, and they're partnering with the Pilot Club of Muscatine.
It's super cool. Helmets are not cheap, and for a lot of people, it could be an expense that they just don't have. And then, like, I feel like my generation, nobody wore helmets, and I'm not saying that's good. Whoa, I'm not saying that's good, but I don't know. You know, as a parent now, if I'm going to put my 6-year-old on a bike without training wheels, I want to protect his brain.
Right.
Right.
Know? I may have been reckless a little bit myself, but boy, when you have kids, it changes real quick, doesn't it? So, and by the way, they're cool helmets, you know. And that's another thing. Like, some kids feel like they put a helmet on, like it doesn't look cool. Most of the helmets now are awesome.
Right.
Like, my kid has one that looks like, when he puts it on, he looks like Iron Man.
Oh,
And
that
it's
is
awesome,
neat.
you know? And it's all safety rated and whatever. And then the last thing that we need to mention, and certainly there's a lot going on this Saturday, the medication drop-off. So
yes.
if you're watching this and you have that medicine cabinet like I do, and you got amoxicillin from 1987 and you don't know what to do with it, correct me if I'm wrong, Linda, that amoxicillin is not good anymore.
Please do not take an amoxicillin from 1987.
What about from 2007?
No, thank you.
2013?
No.
14?
No.
15?
No.
What about from last fall?
If it has not passed its expiration date.
Okay.
But I would highly suggest not taking any medications unless directed by your provider.
Yes.
So if you have copious amounts of medications in your medicine cabinet,
A lot of
at
amoxicillin.
home,
Yep.
please bring them. No questions asked, and you can dispose of them. We will take care of them in a safe manner. So inhalers that are old and expired, old medications, anything that you have in that regard, we will gladly take those and drop those off for you and completely dispose of them.
And this is in conjunction with the police department.
Right.
We could not do that without their assistance.
Because you might find it hard to believe, but sometimes people go through your garbage, and God forbid you throw out some medication and then it can be abused or sold. So when you drop it off, it's anonymous. So even if you have been, I don't want to say hoarding medicine, but certainly we all have right now. Think about how many prescription bottles you have that have 2 or 3 pills left in them.
Right.
And when it has the expiration date on it, medicine does expire. I mean, you just said that, but I think that's important. So you bring it, it's anonymous, and then it gets destroyed or taken care of. It's not going to be running the risk of getting on the street.
Right, and we don't want people flushing in and down the toilet either.
Oh, no.
Yes.
I mean,
No,
unless
that's-
there's an abundance of fish that need amoxicillin for their
Right.
strep throat, but otherwise. And the ironic part is my 3-year-old is allergic to amoxicillin. But for me, it's like the cure-all. It's like, oh, and I'm not saying I give it to myself, but if I feel like when it's, listen, I'm going to stop incriminating myself, but it works really well for me. So please, maybe I'll drop off my own amoxicillin. That's not from 1987. Yeah, totally free, and it seems like this is a great idea to have it on Saturday. Of course, we come back to what you said,
Absolutely.
Holly. And yes, I mean, the health fair was a big success, but right, the more people you can serve, that's what it's all about. So you listened to the response. And I think that's something that Unity Point Health does very well. And your coordinated care philosophy is you're also very good at listening. There's a lot of surveys that will come to your house, and you'll do surveys throughout the county. So even something like Health and Safety Day, you wanted to make it accessible for everybody.
For everyone, yes. Yeah, and again, we can't emphasize enough how glad we are to work with our EMS partners. I would be remiss to not mention Tom Summit or Rich Hines. Unfortunately, they could not be here today with work commitments. But they were our key partners on the EMS side to make this day happen, and so we are very grateful that they allowed us to join teams.
Oh, it's great. They're so easy to work with too. I think that's what's nice is everybody, you know, there's this good spirit in this community of wanting to be proactive and being out in front of people, and to that, you know, we look at last Friday at the Muscatine Diabetes Walk. You had how many people from Unity Point Health walking?
We had over 100 staff and family members.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was impressive to see. And I know you talked about this that night at the Diabetes Walk, but what changed, or what was it that got that many people there? I mean, what was different that all of a sudden there were so many people from Unity Point Health? It was unbelievable.
Well, what we did to encourage participation with our staff is we paid for the registration fee.
Wow.
We paid for the registration fee plus one additional adult, so they could bring their spouse, their brother, their sister, mom, dad.
Yes.
And then a lot of folks brought their kids 17 and under were free.
That's incredible.
So, and the Diabetes Walk is really important event here in Muscatine.
Those are your shirts, right?
Yep.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt, but I think that's great. We're looking at some pictures from the walk, and you could tell everybody from Unity Point Health because of the blue shirts.
Right.
So you paid for everybody. I still just can't wrap my head around that. That's so generous.
Well,
And
this is a great event.
Yeah.
The money stays in town.
Right.
Diabetes is a huge issue for our community members. And this was just an additional way that we can demonstrate to the community that Unity Point Health truly does care about our community's health.
Yeah.
Nancy Carlisle was there.
Yes,
she's becoming a favorite of mine.
Nancy, yes.
She said to me, "Did you see my team shirts?" And I said, "No, I haven't." And she said, "They're standing right behind you." And I looked back, and there it was. May the fourth generation not happen.
Yeah.
And she is a rock star.
She is very,
Learning
very
about
good.
her experience and her background. Whoa, that's a great addition to the team.
Well,
right?
she's someone that diabetes has touched her personally.
Correct.
So, and she's made it her career.
Sure.
And so she's a great resource for our community if they have questions about diabetes, diet, how to care for themselves.
Yep.
She's the person to go to.
Hey, Kim Seligman's watching on Facebook.
Yes.
What can you say about Kim? She's wonderful.
Well, she is wonderful.
Yeah.
She was a key organizer of the event.
Every single year.
yeah.
I'm telling you, I do a lot of stuff, and Kim just gives me a script, and I could show up having never done it, and I could execute it because of how prepared she is.
Right.
So I told her, just pencil me in for as long as this continues. Like, she doesn't even have to ask me to do it anymore.
Well,
just assume I'll be there.
Kudos to her and her team because
Yeah.
an event like that just doesn't whip up overnight.
No.
It takes a lot of planning
Yep.
and coordination to make it run smooth.
It's-
And it did. It was
Oh,
a
it
great
was
evening.
flawlessly executed, and there's so many moving parts, like
Yes.
you said, and it's here and gone. Like any good event, you have all this planning, kind of like this Saturday with Health and
Yes.
Safety Day, all this planning, all this preparation, and then you blink and it's over,
Yep.
and you just hope that it ran smoothly and that it was effective, and I know that it will be. But yeah, for that diabetes walk, I mean, it was just such a cool thing to see y'all there as a team.
Yeah.
Showing the diabetes community, a lot of that being those type 1 kids, which I just still can't fathom how they manage that. It's so much work.
Right.
It was impressive for sure. So outside of Health and Safety Day, which again, we're going to come back to that. Hey, there's me and Kim. All right. Go ahead. The goatee's coming back, so I don't have a baby face. We're going to come back to the flyer one more time if we could.
Can we mention real quick? I'm sorry,
Oh,
I don't
no,
mean to
go
interrupt
ahead.
you. But
No,
I
please.
want to make sure we mention the food drive.
Okay.
We're encouraging participants to come out with a non-perishable food item.
Perfect.
Or toiletry item. The food drive will benefit many pantries in the area.
Okay.
So,
That's good.
yeah, that'd be great.
There it is right there. Non-perishable food.
There you go.
Yes.
And some pet safety info as well.
That's right.
This is a whole thing.
It is a
Wow,
whole thing.
There's
Yes.
a lot going on. Linda, let's get back to you. Did you get a trophy, a plaque, an award, 100 best nurses? Did you get like a life-size cutout of yourself? What did they give you?
I really wish they had a life-size cutout of me, but
We all
I did.
do.
I did ask, and
Yeah.
they said politely no.
They're like,
however-
stop calling the event's over. No,
They did give us this beautiful
Nice.
pin
Pin.
for our badge.
Hold on. We're going to zoom in on the pin. I know it might seem weird, but we got you. Boom.
Good thing
No.
my nails look nice today.
They do.
Yeah, mine too. I bit them this morning, so you're welcome.
And of course, we got a certificate.
Cool.
Yeah, it was just beautiful. It was really, I feel honored and overjoyed that my colleagues and my coworkers feel that I deserve that. And it makes me feel like all of the hard work I've done really does make a difference.
Yes, you have entered into a field 10 years ago that is unique and different and challenging and emotional and exhausting and all of those things. So, yeah, I mean, it's, of course, you've made a difference. And everybody under the Unity Point umbrella, from the people that I've personally interacted with Kim Wiseman, who's helping us as we get ready for baby number 3, which will be born at Unity Point Health, just like the first 2 kids.
Yay.
Like, I know I'll have a good experience. I don't know. I still just, like, when people have kids and they drive out of town, someone that's like, I don't know. I mean, here's what happened with baby number 2. We were at the hospital, and they said, okay, it's probably not going to happen. And I was really excited because, shameless plug, we were going to go to McDonald's. It was like Friday night,
the Golden
or Saturday
Arches.
night. I can't remember.
Yes.
I was really excited. I'm like, I'm gonna get a Big Mac. I don't even like Big Macs. And we were walking down the hallway, and my wife's water broke, and I was like,
Oh,
great,
no Big Mac.
no Big Mac, big baby, huge baby, big baby. Both kids 10 days early, 9 pounds, 21
Wow.
inches.
Wow.
So this next kid, which we'll find out if it's a boy or a girl. It's probably a human, which is good.
Let's hope.
Yeah, we'll find out the gender soon. And then, I'm just excited to be able to drive 3 minutes from my house to have a baby. What I was getting at is, like, how could someone tell you their water breaks and you're like, we're going to drive out of town. I'm not doing that.
Right.
To any woman ever. I'm gonna be like, you can go right here and they'll take care of you. And I speak from personal experience, certainly, but it just makes sense to me, right?
Right. Well,
Yeah.
we want to let folks know that their health care can be local.
Yes.
There's no reason to go out of town, and if there is, we will set you up with a good specialty doctor. Yes.
Yes, of course. And if
Yes.
you're having a baby, and there's a lot of people having babies in October.
Oh yeah.
Whoa. Just look at Facebook. I mean, maybe don't look at Facebook. You might get pregnant just looking at it. There's so many people having babies. So it
Those
seems
days
like
are done for me.
It'll be amazing. I was maybe just speaking generally, but how? I feel like that's I call it the baby floor. I'm sure it's called the maternity. What's it called?
Birthplace.
Birthplace. Baby floor. It'll be busy.
That works too.
Yeah. So I think our due date's like October 21st, so it'll be October 11th. Like, we're already planning on it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that kid's going 40 weeks. My wife will be not happy, right? She will be like, let's go. That baby will come out with a mustache and like a monocle. This is what happens at 40 weeks, playing Monopoly. Let me be the Monopoly man.
Maybe
or
even
Monopoly woman.
already have its driver's license.
Yeah, right. Like a little sweet pencil-thin mustache. Well, I tell you what, when Ted, my 3-year-old, was born, and I mean, it was like baby, and then the skin to skin with mom, which is cool. Like, I was on her left side, and I was just talking to him, and he lifted his head and looked at me, and I was like, how do you have neck control? You were just born. Because he was a huge baby, that's why. Because he was doing curls. He was curling the placenta on the way out. It was the whole thing. Look at Betsy. She didn't think she'd hear the word placenta on the show today. I know all the medical terms.
The
don't
show
I?
has taken a turn that I did not anticipate.
Yes. Let's keep talking about your award. No, I'm just kidding. I think it is pretty cool, though.
It is very cool.
To be recognized like that. And you should be proud. And it is weird to talk about yourself when you're recognized with something cool. But, I'm very happy for you.
Thank you.
And I know that, do you know who nominated you? Or is that like a secret?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
It was the education team from the Quad City
Nice.
campuses, which I do partner with,
Sure.
usually on a daily basis. And then Pam Askew, the Vice President of Patient Services.
Okay. Well, it's super cool. And again, we want everybody to remember Health and Safety Day.
Yes.
We've been showing you the flyer. We've got several of them here at the store. They're printed on very nice stock. Come on in, Betsy. Let's get up close and personal with it. Right there. And the little fun kid graphics at the bottom. Oh, that was like magic. It just popped up on the screen again. Holly, Linda, thank you so much for coming on. Great
Thank
to see you
you.
again.
Thank you so
Pleasure.
much.
Yes, I hope you had a good time. Please come back whenever you like, quite frankly. Stick around if you want to. We're going to come back to Chef Tess. Are you crying yet? Okay. A lot of onions being cut in the Hy-Vee Today kitchen.
Yeah.
And I'm glad, Chef Tess, that it's not getting in my area. Because I feel like I would be tearing up. I haven't cut onions for a while, but I think I would be tearing up.
I just did a presentation on Monday morning for a luncheon, and they wanted like a really short little just cooking lesson sort of thing. So I taught them the proper way to dice an onion. It's one of the most basic things that I teach people.
Yeah.
And it was a group of probably like 35 people I'd never met before, and I was up there just like, just crying. So you just can't help it sometimes.
These are the best onions from Hy-Vee.
I'm just really passionate about onions, guys.
We have the freshest produce in town.
It happens to the best of us, so.
If you don't shop here, I can't pay my bills. Please. That's awesome. Okay.
Do you know how to properly dice an onion?
I don't want to show you up, so I'll just say, yeah. It's been a while.
Do you want me to show you?
Yes.
Okay.
Ryan, take it away.
All right. Got it?
This is going to be cool.
So what I've done is
Perfect.
I have taken the onion. There's a root end. It's got kind of like those little fuzzy things on it. And I've left it intact, but I've just kind of taken those roots off. And then the other end, I've made a clean cut and taken that off, and then I just split it in half right through the root.
Wow.
So all of these little layers are still being held together by the root, and that's crucial. So if you lay it flat side down, you got a good view here, and we're just gonna make cuts straight down, and you'll notice that my knife is not going all the way through the back. Again, we're trying to keep all those layers held together, and we're gonna make those cuts all the way across, and you notice at the end to kind of get my thumb out of the way.
Yeah.
You know, be safe, work slow. All the layers still held together. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do kind of like a more vertical cut, but angled downward. Okay. And the reason why is because I want to keep my hand safe. Just do a couple of those. Notice how nice and slow I'm going. You don't have to go super fast. So again, everything is still held together, but then as we let the knife fall straight down, then you're going to get your diced pieces falling away.
Perfect.
It's really nice and clean.
So would you say that you were, with those side cuts, you're almost like bisecting the onion, or no? Is that not the right term for that?
That's like a medical term.
Is it?
So I feel like it is. Yeah,
that's
but
like
I guess yeah.
Chop. And you're not necessarily mincing. You were just sort of chop in between a dice and a chop.
Well, a chop is like a word you use to like. It's kind of like an irregular.
Okay.
Sort of cut. So a chop for me is just kind of like this.
Okay.
Right? So all the pieces are going to be different sizes and shapes.
Sure.
Whereas a dice, everything is pretty uniform. And as you break all these pieces apart, you can kind of tell they're all like little squares.
Don't touch your eyes.
Yeah, don't. I got to remember not to do that. Well, I haven't even cut the serrano yet. So.
Oh, boy. So just that one little serrano, which is on the board right there, right? I mean, it's that.
Yep.
It's got that much of a punch.
It's pretty punchy. I mean, I know that there are people out there, myself included, that can handle quite a bit more heat than that. But when it comes to serving the general public, I keep things on the very tame end of mild. So.
Well, it only makes sense, quite frankly, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's people that come up and they'll be like, "Is this spicy?" And I'm like, "I really don't think so." And then they try it and they're like.
Right.
You lied to me. I think ketchup is spicy. And I'm just like, okay, well, everybody's got a different palate, so.
Ketchup is burning. That's great. All right, we're going to come back to Chef Tess in a second. I do want to dispatch our dear friend Betsy to the Toyota of Muscatine. Cart cam, Betsy. And we are going to go on a little stroll right across from the Hy-Vee Super Bank, CBI Bank and Trust. There is a setup of these Midland weather radios, and I come back to what I said kind of at the beginning of the show. Channel 6 meteorologist Cedric, who probably has a last name. I just don't know what it is. I don't know Cedric, but I do know Teresa Bryant. I've known her for a long time, and they'll both be here from 4 till 7 p.m. today, Wednesday, the 9th of May, hanging out, helping to program the Midland weather radios. And as I was saying, in the case of severe weather, like if you were to lose power at your house, which really doesn't happen in Muscatine because our infrastructure is so solid with Muscatine Power and Water, you get one of these Midland weather radios and it's got a battery backup, and you are going to know if they issue any type of severe weather, thunderstorm, tornadic stuff. You're going to know what's going on. So Betsy is heading that way in the Toyota Muscatine. There's also a boat with traffic in there. Awesome. I didn't, it's one of those things that goes up. Let's see if she can find him. It's a little straight and then to the right. Perfect. And you'll see the Channel 6 weather team on this display. There it is, right next to the bug soother. And you can see that these things sell very well. the Midland weather radios. And knowing Betsy, she'll probably grab one of them and hold it up here in just a moment. And that's what we're talking about. 4 till 7 p.m., KWQC meteorologist Cedric. And I keep wanting to say Cedric the Entertainer, who is a very funny, nice guy. I interviewed him a couple of years ago. But Cedric, who has a very good personality, Cedric and Teresa Bryant. There it is, the Midland Weather Radio. We have one of those set up in the store here. So we not only sell those, but we believe in them. So that's great. All right, I want to cut to the CBI Bank and Trust aisle cam because Mother's Day. Wow, Mother's Day. Sunday. Don't forget Mom. And if you're like me, Mom means a variety of things. Mom means my mom, Sheila, the mother of my children, Casey, people like my mother-in-law, and all moms, right? So the CBI Bank and Trust aisle cam is perched high above in the Mother's I can't even figure out where it's at in that Mother's Day display that our floral department has constructed. But I do like that you can see produce right in the background. And so there are some Mother's Day balloons that sing songs if you tap them. There's just regular Mother's Day balloons. So many different varieties of flowers and plants are available. Consider checking out the garden center in our parking lot. And Mother's Day brunch. Now, this is something that we're going to show you, and it'll be going out on our Facebook and Instagram channels soon. And here's what we're doing for Mom on Mother's Day. Now, taking Mom out to brunch is kind of a tradition. We hope that you'll consider coming to a place like Hy-Vee because we're going to have one heck of a setup for Mother's Day brunch with our Market Grill Express. And we want Mom to eat for free, and here's how she can do it. Check that out. Purchase one. So let me just break this down for you. So say I brought my wife or my mom. So I pay $19.99 for myself, and then my mom or my wife, whomever was with me, would eat for free. Make sense? So like if young Ryan Brodesson came here with his mom and bought brunch for $19.99, your mom would eat for free. Or if young Betsy brought her mom from the Fringe hair salon where she works, right? Shameless plug. And Betsy paid $19.99, and she showed her phone or had this coupon printed, her mom would eat for free. Does that make sense? Mom eats free. So that's pretty good. Think about the savings. Again, so let me get me off the screen for a second. I just want to do some math, and I'm really bad at math. So let me just say hypothetically that it's my wife, my 2 kids, and myself, okay? So I'm paying $19.99. My wife is free. I got a 6-year-old, so I'm paying $6, and I got a 3-year-old, so that kid's free. So how much am I paying? Well, paying about $26, $27 with tax. That's pretty good, and I'm saving $20 because my wife, who is a mom, would be free. Does that make sense? I know that I'm kind of stepping through this slowly, but I just want you to understand this is a pretty good deal, and there's probably nowhere else in Muscatine where Mom can eat for free. So look for that coupon going up on our social media channels. You can show your phone. And the other thing, come back to me now, the other thing, listen to me when I tell you this, make a reservation, okay? Don't have reservations about making a reservation if you're coming to the Market Grill Express. 563-264-2420. 563-264-2420. Call us. Say, hold on, I forgot to put my antenna up. Hello, Market Grill Express, please. And then they'll be like, hey, Market Grill Express. And you'll be like, hey, I need to make a Mother's Day reservation. Sunday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then put your antenna back down and put your flip phone back in your pocket. So don't forget to do that, okay? And take advantage of Mom. This is our ad that's on the back page of the Voice Muscatine newspaper. You're welcome for the plug. This is a 3-day sale with some produce deals. There's a whole bunch of beautiful stuff for Mom. Zoom in a little bit where it says Mother's Day gift guide, Ryan, and we're going to kind of slowly scroll through some of these items that you can find not only in the garden center, but also right out in front of the entrances here at Hy-Vee. So give me a little slow scroll there. You've got geraniums, annual accent, specialty annuals. I want to show you this gas pump, this like vintage gas pump that we'll see in a second. So keep scrolling for me. Knockout roses are on there. Fun stuff like an iron tricycle planter, the iron flamingos, the watering can rain gauge. That's cool. And then look at that iron gas pump I know it's $100, but that's pretty cool. Like, that would look good at your house, and so would that Slate Bistro set. Okay? The last thing that I want to plug is as far as Hy-Vee stuff, is the Fuel Saver Flyer. So each week, starting on Wednesday, we roll out a new Fuel Saver Flyer that runs from this Wednesday to next Tuesday. So when you walk in the store, you grab a flyer, and then you take advantage of these deals like you can see right there, and you're going to save money. The price of gas, unfortunately, continues to creep up. And somebody was juggling pans behind me. So as the price of gas continues to creep up, you can save money at the pump. Look at that. You've got cedar plank salmon, $7.99, 10-cent fuel saver. Hy-Vee deli ham, 10-cent fuel saver. Pulled rotisserie chicken, 10-cent fuel saver. Chinese dinner for $4, 25-cent fuel saver. So there alone, you'd have 55 cents off per gallon. And then, yeah, for Mother's Day, if you want to grab things like fresh strawberry pies, Chef Tess literally cut every single strawberry for those strawberry pies. 20-cent fuel saver. How many strawberries do you think you cut when you were doing that?
So far I have cut
many.
10 flats of
10
strawberries.
flats.
Each flat has 8 of the
Wow.
2-pound containers.
Wow.
And I believe that we're doing 8 or 9 more tomorrow. So that's probably what I'm going to be doing tomorrow during the show, is just going to town on some more strawberries.
A lot of strawberries. Let's go back to the fuel saver ad just for a second, then we'll come back to Chef Tess. So bacon, yes, thick cut bacon. It's gonna sit. When was the last time you bought bacon and it made the price of gas cheaper? Probably never. I love that. Hy-Vee Delish sub, $5 with a 10-cent fuel saver. There's a pizza for $8, 20-cent fuel saver. 20-cent fuel saver on tea? What? And then chocolate covered strawberries. If you want to treat mom, wow. Chocolate-covered strawberries. If you want to treat Betsy, she would also like chocolate-covered strawberries with a 20-cent fuel saver. It's a heck of a deal. There's a lot of great deals on that fuel saver flyer. I want you to pick it up and take advantage of those deals. Let's go back to Chef Tess, because at this point, you have taken the peppers off of the stove top, and you are at this moment cutting them to get ready for this Verde sauce. So that's going to be for enchiladas for Friday night, and then tomorrow for lunch, thinking about a po' boy sandwich.
Yes.
And the kind of fish was catfish on the po' boy, correct?
Yes, it's a breaded and fried catfish.
Okay.
Which, before I started kind of developing the whole recipe for the po' boy, I truly was not really the biggest catfish fan. But it's a really great product that we use, and bakery fresh bun, lettuce, tomato, pickle. I make a homemade sauce for it. They're pretty scrumptious. I love them.
I would agree. I feel like I've come around on a lot of different things in the seafood world, catfish being one of them. And when you put a sandwich together like the po' boy that Chef Tess will have tomorrow from 11:30 to 1:30, I got to let our buddy Jerry Proviance know, that owns Jerry's Bait and Tackle, because he's going to be on the show Friday, and he will probably be here tomorrow to get one of those.
Yeah.
And he has a lot of people that come to him for fishing stuff, and they want to try it. So we'll let him know for sure.
Yeah. The last time that we did them, he was on the show that day.
He did get to sample it. That's right.
He got to sample it,
Yeah.
and he sent in like 5 other people later that day
That's
to come back
great.
and to come and get them. So it was, thank you, Jerry.
Yeah. Jerry knows a lot of people, and they listen to him when he talks. It's a beautiful thing. He's an influencer, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll talk to Jerry on the show Friday. So if I back up a day, tomorrow, Thursday, we'll talk to Jessica Whitman and Tricia Biedenbender with Muscatine Radiology. Say that 3 times fast. Biedenbender. I can't even do it. And then Friday, as I was saying, our buddy Jerry Proviance with Jerry's Bait and Tackle. And we'll also chat with Jennifer DeFosse, who's the manager of the Muscatine Area Farmers Market, and my friend and former coworker, Millie Morris. Team Staffing Job Board, before we go. Call Emma. Hey, Emma. I might be DJing Emma's wedding next year. Emma has forklift operator, first and second shift, starting at up to $13.50 an hour, full-time in 30 days. Imagine that. Call Emma right now if you need a job at 563-316-7642 or careers@teamssi.com. What else do you have, Betsy? This is Brooke in West Branch, first and second and third shift. Does that say Construction? What is that word? I need my glasses. What is the word next to shift? Customization. Nice. I don't know what it is, but I'm sure it's a good gig. Call Brooke for more details. I got to get my glasses. 563-316-7636. I also felt like I had like a weird eyelash or something in my eye. And before I came downstairs from the office this morning, I almost was like, do I need to call Vision Center and have like a early morning something removed from my eye? And then I blinked it out, I think. And last but not least, Marcy has control room operator. This is one of those gigs through TSI, which is also part of the team umbrella. Again, team staffing, Lake Park Boulevard across from Happy Joe's. I drove past it yesterday. Easy to find. This is one of those gigs, though. This is a change your life job. Control room operator, $18.55 per 12-hour rotating shift. Health, vacation, holiday pay. Call Marcy and get that job. Or if it's not you that needs a good job like that, tell somebody, okay? And reach out to them. Chef in the Hy-Vee kitchen. You must have pepper.
Not yet. It's still here.
Oh, it's still there.
It's still hanging out.
Oh, no. Okay.
So poblanos are a mild tasting pepper.
Right.
But the oil that's inside of them, a lot of the time can irritate your hands. So I always use gloves when I chop them. The only pepper that I don't use gloves for is a bell pepper, because even banana peppers that you get from the farmer's market can be hot. And then you take them and stuff them, and you're just sweating through your dinner.
Awesome. Now, are you the kind of person that I want to try a ghost pepper? No?
I'm not that kind of person. No.
That's good. Me neither.
I like heat.
Okay.
I like heat that kind of makes my face a little warm.
Sure.
I don't like heat that I can feel burning my stomach as I'm eating. And I just don't want to be in pain while I'm eating dinner. That doesn't sound fun to me.
No.
So
I'm the same way. And I know that there's people that will when they're on vacation, then they buy hot sauces, and that's cool, but don't ever buy me a hot sauce, anybody, if you're on vacation, if you're watching this. I won't use it. I am a wimp. I don't want to. I can get heartburn just from smelling those peppers, probably. But if, you're saying, if it can add to the flavor profile of the dish, then yes, for sure, I'm all for it. If we come back to just talking a little bit about that plant-based cooking yesterday, that was a lot of fun. And that mushroom risotto was so good. And you used some microgreens, which we talked about on the show yesterday, but I didn't realize at the time that they were grown in Joy, Illinois, just across the pond from Muscatine. And I spend a lot of time in Joy. So that's super cool, because those are going to be available to purchase in the store soon, right? Yeah, I think we're looking at the next couple weeks. We tried out some samples of some products. Really happy with what we saw. Oh, yeah. I got to use quite a few of them in yesterday's class, and everybody was really impressed by them. They're wonderful. If you've never worked with them, I encourage you to try them. But yeah, we should be having those on the shelf. They will be in the produce department, and we're thinking that we're going to put them by the mushrooms. Excellent. So if you know where our fresh mushrooms are, that's kind of where they're going to be. Well, I tell you what, it was really good. And, people like my wife and other people that know me would tell you that they would be shocked to hear that I loved a mushroom risotto, because admittedly, I'm not a huge mushroom fan, but it almost didn't matter. I mean, certainly the mushrooms were great, but the whole thing just worked so well together. And yeah, I mean, I really you should, not to say that you'll do mushroom risotto again in the next plant-based cooking class, but I'm just telling y'all, you should be here when we do that, hopefully next month. Yeah, and one thing I always let people know is that it doesn't matter if you're not a vegan. I am not a vegan. I'm nowhere close. I'm totally a meat eater, and I am pretty open about that in the class too. Sure. So learning how to do different recipes and adapt them to different diets is challenging for me. It causes me to think outside my normal box and take my blinders off a little bit. And even if you're not, on a plant-based diet or anything like that, show up. Just kind of see. Oh, you'll learn so much. You'll learn some techniques. You'll probably taste some different flavors that you've never had before. And it is so fun, and it's a great group of people too. We have some fun in there. Yesterday I ate millet for the first time, which is commonly found in bird seed, but it's also good for you. It was good, wasn't it? It was fantastic. Everything was great. Yeah. All right, let's wrap up, y'all. Thanks for watching the show. What a fun one it was. Holly and Linda Anders, Holly Thomas Kaler and Linda Anders from Unity Point Health. That was a blast talking to them. Don't forget about their Health and Safety Day. Woo! Right there. Coming up on Saturday. Thanks for them taking the time to be here. I appreciate that. Thanks to Chef Tess. Grab a po' boy for lunch tomorrow starting at 11:30. And then have dinner on Friday with enchiladas. Doesn't that sound good? Tomorrow on the show, as I said, we'll talk to Jessica Whitman and Tricia Biedenbender from Muscatine and Radiology. And then on Friday, it's Millie Morris and Jennifer DeFosse from the Muscatine Area Farmers Market. Farmers Market? Did I say that weird? Farmers Market. Also tomorrow, we'll talk to Ashley, who runs the Market Grill Express, about Mother's Day brunch. And also on Friday, as I mentioned, Jerry Proviance from Jerry's Bait and Tackle. Okay, that's it. Thanks to Starbucks for this delicious new Frappuccino. Hey, trying to find Mom something for Mother's Day? What about a Starbucks gift card? Because Mom could use a pick-me-up. I'm assuming their moms are so busy, and they put up with people like, me and guys. So, I mean, it's true, right? Hy-Vee@gmail.com. Use that email address. And if you are watching this live, I will be hanging out at Mike's Hilltop Tap after 6 o'clock this evening. It'll be good to see some familiar faces, and hopefully the weather will hold out. We do have a little bit of rain in the forecast, but 'tis the season after all. Thank you for watching. Thanks to CBI Bank and Trust, Toyota Muscatine, and team staffing for making it possible. We'll see you tomorrow at 8:30 live right here or on Muscatine Power and Water during the rebroadcast. This is Tony Tone signing off and moving the desk.
Thanks for watching Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We'll do it again tomorrow with more local guests from in and around the Muscatine community. Questions, comments, know a great guest? Reach out to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone on Facebook or via email, hyveetoday@gmail.com.